Hello everyone, if you're watching Everything in Order, today should be Thursday, and for phonics today we're going to continue working with adverbs, words that describe verbs. But first we're going to take a look at these group of words I've written over here in blue. Sorry, wrong side. Ones I wrote over here in green. We're going to look at these words, I want to say them, and you're going to think about what the similarities are, be it in sound or letters, whatever the similarities are. Accent, accept, accident, accomplish, accordion, accurate. Now, if you said that the similarity similarities in these words is the first three letters, the ACC, then that was accurate, and you can go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. So next, what we're going to do is in your worksheet, last week's worksheet, you added a suffix to the word. They gave you the word, and then you added a suffix. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this side. My first word is nibble. But before I do that, let me go ahead and list the suffixes that can go with these words. Suffixes are ed, ing, er. I think that's all of them. Yeah, ed, er, and ing. So the first word is nibble. Nibble. I could add any of these first two suffixes to the word nibble. I'm going to go ahead and add the first one, ed. In order to do that, I would have to cross out the e before adding the ed. So then it would be nibbled. Whoops, sorry, I took the L. Nibbled. Next word is happy. This was actually one of the words that you had on your worksheet from last week. Actually, not in the worksheet. I think it was last week's test. Happy. So I'm going to write happy. And in the video, I told you not to forget that when you're adding a suffix in the word ends in y, you take away the y, change it to an I, and add the er or ing. A lot of you forgot that. So I would take away the y, so ha, and then changing this y to an I before adding the ing or er. I'm going to add er. Happier would be changing the I to y to an I. And if I were to add happiest as well, I-E-S-T. Don't forget to change the y to an I. And the last word is snow. It doesn't snow in Florida. Well, at least this part of Florida doesn't snow. This one's simple. In order to add the suffix to this word, all I have to do is take any of these first two suffixes. It is not snowing in Florida right now. It is hot. So that was just a quick review, if I can get my words out right. And now we're going to be going back to adverbs. So the reason why, now we're going to come to these words on the left that I have, well, on your right, that I have written here in blue. I'm going to read a sentence, and when I read the sentence, you're going to look, I'm going to get out of your way so you can take a look at the words on the board and think about the word that goes with the sentence. The first sentence says, even though she was nervous, Mom mounted her mule. Even though she was nervous, Mom mounted her mule. Well, let's see. The verb in this sentence is mounted. Mounted how? Could be any of these adverbs here. I think I'm going to go with bravely because Mom was nervous. So even though she was nervous, Mom bravely mounted her mule. The next sentence, our guide led us down the steep, narrow trail. Our guide led us down the steep, narrow trail. Let's take a look at our adverbs over here. Led how? Led is the verb. Led how? I guess I would go with carefully. It says steep, narrow trail, so I would want to go down that trail carefully. Our guide led us carefully down the steep, narrow trail. When we add adverbs to sentences, it makes them so much more interesting. Listen, because when it's just, even though she was nervous, Mom mounted her mule, it's a sentence, it's a complete sentence, and it makes complete sense. However, when you add bravely, even though she was nervous, Mom bravely mounted her mule, it makes it much more interesting. The next sentence, the mules carried us in our gear. Once again, it's a complete sentence, it makes complete sense. It's a complete thought. The mules carried us in our gear. Well, let's take a look at these adverbs. Guess I'd go easily. Let's put it in there and see. Carried how? Carried easily. The mules easily carried us in our gear. And then this one's a fun sentence. A small chipmunk, if I can get my words out right. A small chipmunk looked at us. A small chipmunk looked at us. It's a complete sentence and it makes a complete thought. Now let's take a look at our adverbs here. A small chipmunk looked at us. Looked is the verb. Looked how? Shows action. Well, not curiously. A small chipmunk looked at us curiously. So you see, adverbs make the sentences much more interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here, and you can go ahead and watch the next video talking about our worksheet, about today's phonics worksheet.